and I'm going to do another meeting. So that's why I'm finalizing that piece. And then I imagine, of course, I have to email the mentor email and let them know what my decision is. Just wanted the opinion on that piece.
Yeah, it'll just be a matter of doing that. So once you complete it, you'll be good.
Got it. Got it. Thanks.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hey, Tasha.
Hey, sorry, no video today, but I'll be screen sharing.
Good afternoon.
How's everybody doing today?
Good.
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 Doing well, doing well.
All's well.
Doing well.
Studies going well.
Boarding in.
Yes, ma'am.
Good, good. How you doing, Zohar?
Good. Just enjoying a Perrier. It's not a beer, so don't get any funny
Nice.
ideas.
Have that full beard growing.
I'm like,
Yep.
and it's much earlier in Hawaii, so I would say no judging, but you know, I would be in full judge mode right there. So I'm like, well, hashtag real estate life, right? If you didn't drink before real estate, you'll drink now. Kind of kidding, kind of not kidding. Anyways, well, thank you all for being on today. I will be going over just to see if everybody could please, that would be awesome. So I'll be going over what our program looks like when you're licensed versus unlicensed, working with a mentor, and joining a team. So 3 separate things, but they kind of all mesh together. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about that. On our topics request, I noticed that there were quite a few people that mentioned, or there were a few people that mentioned that they wanted to know more about mentorship and how that all works. So I figure I'd do something, a training on what most people are asking questions about or concerned about. So let me see. Just trying to make sure everybody is muted. So that's what I'll be doing the training on today, since I did notice there was quite a few people that wanted to know about those several items. So yes, we're recording. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay, so you can either shout it out or raise your hand or whatever. How many people, and I think I pretty much know the answer to this, but excuse me if I don't know, how many people are licensed that are on this call right now?
Yeah, I am.
So we have a good amount of people that are, but I know the majority of you are not licensed as you're going through this program. So kind of wanted to show you what you would get if you are licensed in our program versus unlicensed. Unlicensed, how it looks is, most people are going through getting their real estate license while they're in our program. I kind of did a training in the past on what it looks like if you are unlicensed and you're going through our program, and how to really take full advantage of our program. And that's by, not only going through and getting your real estate license while you're in our program, but also going to Quilt Group University and going through all of that training. And, of course, we have the EXP training that's offered via EXP World as well to kind of supplement our program. So it looks a bit different once you are licensed, because if you are unlicensed, you cannot do any in-person activities because you're an unlicensed since you are unlicensed, you cannot, do showings. You can't, talk price and terms with people. It's going to vary per state what you can and cannot do. So I don't want to cover too much of that because it is going to vary. And I don't want to tell you can do something that you cannot do in your own state. So it looks drastically different. If you're going through the program and you're just licensed or you're unlicensed and you're not taking advantage of any other training that is in our program, I think that you are definitely missing out on a lot of the advantages of being part of the SkillBridge program. So if you can, and of course you're already licensed or you're already in SkillBridge program if you're on this call, but if you can get it as fast as you can, or even get it, if you talk to other people that are joining our program, encourage them to get licensed, before the program as well. But if you are getting your license and you're in this program, I feel like you can take full advantage of the program if you are licensed versus unlicensed. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what that looks like and what I mean by that. Can everybody hear me okay? I don't sound okay. Good.
Yes.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you. So if you're licensed in our program, this means several things. First of all, it means that you have onboarded with us and you're partnered with us at eXp Realty. So first and foremost, if you're unsure of what I'm talking about, please go back and read the SkillBridge internship agreement. That'll explain a lot about what the agreement means for a program. And there are specific requirements that you will need to abide by in order to stay in our program. So if you're licensed, you can be part of the mentor program. And so what that means is, so eXp has their expand program, and this is for new agents or agents who are not, doing a good amount of deals. So you can be a part of the mentor program. That means that you can actively go out and you can shadow a local agent as they are going around doing showings. They can role play with you. Of course, you can do role playing prior to being licensed, but once you're licensed, you'll be doing that with a certified mentor in the expand as a part of the expand program in eXp. So you will be going through that training with them because they're going to be there locally. And so they're going to teach you about the contracts. They're going to teach you about everything, local to your area, as far as the transaction goes. So that's what they're there to teach you for, or teach you, or that's what they're there for. I mean, you'll also have access to more training. So you will not only have Goat Group University, which is, obviously already provided to you as part of the SkillBridge program, and eXp Realty training as well. So they have 50+ hours weekly available to you. But besides that, you also have additional support and training and resources. So as a part of our program and being licensed and hanging your license with eXp, you also get, of course, you get David and I support, but you get additional support. There is a weekly support call that some of you were on that are already licensed in our program. And this is a weekly hour support call for anything and absolutely any, everything that you need help with. And so it doesn't matter what point, at what point you are in your career. So it's not only for people who have joined us, with SkillBridge, it's also for people who decided that they wanted to partner with us that are, not in our SkillBridge program as well. So this is for basically anybody that's joining eXp and they're saying, David, Tasha, Zohar, I want you to sponsor me. So that's what that call is for. So that is going to look a lot different than the weekly orientation call that I have on Mondays, and it's going to look differently than this call, obviously. So you have access to that. There's also a fast track class that you'll have access to. And so is, one of our mentors and one of the agents in our upline who are, she's providing weekly trainings as well, 1 to 2 times a week. I believe it's twice a week, right, David?
Yep.
Twice a week. And you would have access to all the info of like where all of that is once you are licensed. You have that fast track program. She'll teach you how to take your business to 6 figures in the first year that you're in real estate. She's helped multiple agents take their businesses to 6 figures. And so she is very knowledgeable and she knows how to get you there. So utilizing that as one of the things that you do either while you're in our program or even after you graduate our program, that's something that you'll have access to. And then I wanted to kind of explain what our upline is and what in the heck I mean by that. So when you join EXP, you have what's called a sponsor, and your sponsor, if you're joining, joining EXP under a SkillBridge program, is either me, David, or Zohar. So our upline are people that, how do you explain an upline in the easiest way? Because I'm going to complicate it.
There are people that get coaching contribution revenue paid to them by EXP when we sell homes and we're successful. So they're partner agents that are invested in our business success.
Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. So that's basically what the upline means. And so once you join us, you not only have support from us, you also have support from whoever is in your upline. And honestly, you'll have support from other agents and teams that are at EXP as well, because we're all about collaboration. And so we're all about everybody's success because we're agent owners. So we all have, the stock. And so we're all invested in each other's success. So if I succeed, you succeed, and so on and so forth. So, you have access to people that are doing 600 million volume in business and more. So there's multiple teams within our industry that are doing that and within our company. Let's see. So that's basically, highlighting everything that I put here. There's multiple other mastermind calls that you can be on. So you'll also have access to, like, Monday, there is the 10 a.m. Mastermind via Zoom. And so that is provided by part of the upline that we have here with EXP. And then Tuesdays, there's a live in the Facebook group. So once you join, there's, we're called the Honey Badgers. And so there's John Kitchens, Jay Kinder, they do lives within their group and their own Facebook groups as well. So there's multiple support there. Double Your Business with Jay Kinder, he offers that Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. I already talked about the 60 Minutes to Greatness, which is whatever kind of support that you need. That's what I'm offering right now at 11 a.m. on Wednesdays, not to be confused with this one. And then the fast track training Wednesdays and Thursdays. So you can attend those as well once it's in the workplace group. And then there's also EXP Explained. If you are very confused about that, you can go there. So as you can see, there's multiple advantages to getting your license while you're in the program to take full advantage of that. Now, I understand that some of you are like, I'm only in the program for 2 months. How on earth am I going to take advantage of this? There's definitely, there will definitely be options for you to continue on and have this support even after you're out of our program. So as long as you're partnering with us, we can provide that support to you through SkillBridge and beyond. So whatever kind of help that you need, that's basically what we're here for. So it's a good transition to talk about what the difference is between EXP's mentorship program and what a sponsor is. So once you are licensed and you're in our program, or licensed and not in our program, you'll be put into the mentorship program. And this is for any new agents, like I said, and it's on the first 3 transactions. So it's a 10% split to the mentor for your first 3 transactions. And so if you're going to join any type of brokerage, they have some sort of mentorship program that you're going to have to do anyways. And so usually it's for the first 3 transactions. What that looks like may, oh, Zohar, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, could you put full screen, and then also Veronica had a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh. Is that better? Let's see. How about that?
Perfect.
Okay. And then who had a question?
Veronica was asking if these trainings are for once we are licensed.
Which trainings? The ones that I just went over?
Yeah, the Facebook live meetings and the Zoom meetings and all that other stuff.
Right. Yeah. So everything that I just explained was if you are licensed. Yep. And feel free to unmute and ask your question. If you raise your hand, that's actually perfect, because then I can see that. Versus like right now, I can only see 4 or like 6 people's screen, so I have no idea who's asking a question, and I can't see the chat right now. So yeah, everything that I just explained in the previous slides, I have no idea how to go back. Oh wait, here we go. So these are all for people that are licensed already. So if you're licensed and you're like, what the heck, I had no idea this existed, please get with me and I'll help you figure out where to go. Any other questions or thoughts on that? Before I continue on to what it looks like for mentored versus sponsors? Sure, Wilfredo, go.
I had a question. First of all, thank you. Great to be here. I had a quick question, mostly post-licensing, specifically within Book Group's weekly training that I see here that you're going over. Is this more geared to building your own brand and business, or is this within the scope of kind of being under the wing of your mentor, so to speak, in Book Group? Like, what's kind of the focus of most of these trainings?
You want me to answer?
Yeah, David will answer.
Yeah, so I would say the whole focus of the way that we've built this out is for those that want to be able to build up their own brand, their own team, etc. Even those that we have, agents that we have within our specific team in Southern California, we allow them to use their own branding as well if they want to. You know, every team's different, obviously, if you do join a team, but the vast majority of the trainings that you're looking at are all based upon you growing your own business with no team affiliation whatsoever. So partnering with us in EXP does not put you on our team. Those are 2 completely separate items. You do have to be at EXP to have an opportunity to be on our team, but just because you're at EXP partnered with us does not mean that you're actually a Book Group team member once you graduate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because you could suck. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, there's that aspect, but also within EXP, you know, when you're on teams, the way that our team is set up is there's extra commission that goes to us as the team lead, because you're also getting a reduced cap and obviously a lot of extra support. And that's just not what everyone's looking for, right? So we don't mandate that people coming out of the internship are on our team, and that wouldn't really be feasible either with the number of folks that we have coming through. Although we are in 3 states now, you know, but we are selective with the folks that we're bringing onto the team and putting that extra time, effort, you know, money into, et cetera, right, to help them grow. But yeah, you can go to all these once you join. All these are free, right? So this is free training. Like the one that's doing the fast track, she's helped 100-something military spouses and veterans around the country so far do military specific business niche. And the vast majority of them have built 6 figures and beyond. Some have gone from 100K to 500K plus under her mentorship.
Wow.
And
So what you're telling me is that it's a fantastic track record when it actually comes to building personal brands, vice creating a lot of agents that, you know, more so become employees rather than,
correct.
You know.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want people to have an employee mentality, right? Even
No.
those that are on our team.
That's a trend. That's a trend in all the training. They mention that in almost every video. Yeah.
Yeah. So even those that are on our team, like right now, we're giving leads, right, that are our folks so that they can go out and produce and do all that stuff for our direct folks here in Southern California. But the goal is that eventually they're building their side of the business as well with clients coming in, because they get paid more on those clients than they do on the leads that we're giving them on a silver platter, right? And so we want them to build up to multi six-figure businesses as well, along with us. That's the whole goal for all of you coming through this is, and your goal may not be six figures, right? For those that have a goal of, hey, 60 grand or
And
40
the
grand
average
or-
agent wants
know,
to make six figures in
right.
their first year.
But like
Yeah.
whatever your goals are, like the whole point of this program is to help you reach those goals, right?
Right.
If that's 40 grand, cool. If that's 500,000, cool. Let's find a way to get there.
If it's 40,000, yeah, doesn't matter what it is. And then like in the Monday morning mastermind, like we talked about buyer representation agreements this past Monday. And so everybody was opening up like their playbook of like how they present that to their clients. So, you know, it's really helpful info for anybody with any, like at any point that you are in your career right now. Those calls are going to be helpful. So.
Okay. Thank you very much for kind of spelling that out and everything. Cause I mean, I could tell like in the trainings, they talk about it a little bit, but I appreciate you explaining that a little bit more.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hate that it won't put it on like speaker view.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, no, happy to explain that. All right. So does anybody else have any other questions? Okay, if you do, just let me know. All right, because I cannot see raised hands, by the way. I can only see it if you raise it with a little icon. Anyways, all right, moving on. So, like I was saying, you join the mentorship program once you're starting out as a new agent. There's a 10% split to the mentor because they're helping you with your first 3 transactions. After that, you know, they're not taking that 10% anymore. But what they're there to help you with is, like I was saying, contracts, inspections, buyer and seller presentations, all in-person activities. So that's basically what your mentor is versus a sponsor. A sponsor is somebody who inspired you to join EXP. So that's going to look differently to what their support is. A mentor is just going to be there to help you with writing offers and getting through the contract and activities that have to do with that. A sponsor is more there for making sure you succeed. So if you're like, hey, I'm really struggling with figuring out how to do my lead gen, can you help me? And I'd be like, yeah, there's, you know, a training in EXP Cloud, go there. Or this person has a resource for you if you're like looking at how you can get listings within real estate. And if you want to be focused on listings, I can be like, hey, go talk to this person. They're really gonna, you know, they really have this down pat. Because my role is that I haven't done everything in the real estate business, nor will I ever, because that's just too much for one person to ever do. So there's going to be somebody that is an expert in whatever lead gen field that you want. There's going to be an expert in anything that you're wanting to do. And it's just my job to point you there and be like, hey, go talk to this person. This person's really going to help you. So that's kind of the difference between a mentor and a sponsor. So that's, you know, I kind of wanted to clarify that because I think there was some confusion as to what, you know, the mentor's role was versus the sponsor. So I don't know if that helps clarify it or or if it confused you more. Does anybody want to speak up as to like if they've had this question in the past, if that helps?
I just had a question. I'm sorry, Tasha.
Oh, you're good.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Yes. So regarding the mentor, I guess I was talking with Zora a little bit because my current situation, it seems as far as the mentor might be a little too busy for me. And I really wasn't getting any one-on-one. So I started looking into being part of a team. So I know this, I may be off topic a little bit. Just wanted to get your take on looking on that. I didn't want to jump too far ahead. Like, what is your take on that, on how to try to figure the best way forward?
That's more of what our 60 Minutes to Greatness is for. So if you do have problems with that, definitely come see me on that call. But what I would say is for that.
I didn't catch what you said. Which one is for?
So the 60 Minutes to Greatness.
Okay.
Yeah, the weekly 60 Minutes to Greatness. That would definitely be where you can bring those sort of questions to. But since we're here right now, I'll answer that real quick. So if for whatever reason, your mentor is not working out for you, if you get somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, or they're too busy for you, or they just don't jive with you, they may be the nicest person ever, but you just don't jive with them. You can always ask the mentor program for another mentor. You can ask them for a list of mentors in your local area as well. And then maybe you can call them and see which one fits the best for you. So that would be my recommendation for what to do if you're absolutely just not finding anybody, then I can always be your mentor. I'm not in your state. But if for whatever reason you just don't have good mentors in your area, then let me know and we can figure something out. Because
Perfect.
yeah, I usually
Yes.
try to mentor people in California only, but there is a possibility I could be your mentor outside of California. So.
No, that makes sense. Because what I did is I saw there was a team that might be a good fit. So I guess I don't want to take too much of the time. I can ask you offline on see what your take is on that team.
Okay, and then we can always, like, once I'm done, we can always continue the conversation. I just don't want to interrupt the whole thing, but yeah. And then you can also, yeah, just send me a message on Slack as well. All righty. Any further questions about what the mentorship program looks like before we head over to joining a team? No, all good? Okay. All right, so let's talk about joining a team. I've had several people that have, had questions about this in the past, about if they can join a team or not. And there are several people on this call, including Zohar, that joined a team while they were in the program. And so what that looks like is David, either David, me, or Zohar that will sponsor you during your internship. When you join a team, you can join a team even with us as your sponsor. So you can join any team that you want as long as they're within EXP. So I will just pause here and let Zohar or anybody else, Justin, if you wanted to jump in and kind of talk about a little bit about like what your experience has been like. I know, Justin, you just joined a team, but kind of talk a little bit to what your experience was like on a team, or why you decided to join a team.
You want to go first, or?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So I kind of got to sample both mentor and team joining processes. So like I was telling Franzi, I wasn't administratively joined to the team yet. So the EXP mentor program was still reaching out to me to assign a mentor. And it just happened to be like that, like 2 weeks was kind of slow with the team stuff. So I talked to the team and they're like, yeah, go ahead and get a mentor if you want one. I was like, yeah, sure. And so I I ended up getting a mentor, and it was a good balance because she had a different perspective than the team because she grew up here in Hawaii, so she has like the old Hawaii knowledge, and so I was able to get that knowledge, and then also the knowledge of the team, which is kind of newer here. And so it could be a situation like that in whatever state you're in. You might have somebody that's lived in that state their entire lives, and then this other teammate that is newer but has that drive to like do really well with all the new technology and all that stuff, but doesn't necessarily have that old school knowledge of the area. So that was my little piece on the mentorship and the team process. But as far as the team process goes, yeah, it's been great. Since day one of being licensed, I was able to go out and do some shadowing on open houses, on getting reps at doing video showings. It's like virtual showings where you're just talking to people through the video about what you're seeing for them. Contract writing, seeing what it looks like to list a house, all that stuff. If you were on your own, you probably wouldn't be listing a house until you're in the business for a year or two. And so it's definitely beneficial to lean on that team, especially if you join straight out into the team instead of going through the mentorship process. Benefiting from the team's knowledge, that's going to be a big component that'll help you to exceed and get ahead in the rest of the industry. But I'll turn it over to Justin now for his piece.
Thanks, Zohar.
Hey, how y'all doing? So a little bit of backstory on me. I joined the internship the end of January, and I joined license, and I didn't really know what to do. I was like, I want to get my feet wet. I want to work hands on. And so I actually called Zora. So shout out to Zora for a little bit of what he helped me with. And, I was on a phone call with him, and, I was trying to figure out ways to contact the team that I found that I wanted to work with. And, Zora's like, send a video. And I was like, that's a great idea. And so, I didn't want to text, everyone probably text trying to get on a team. So I called, I didn't call, I sent the video, and, I got an interview within the next few days. And so I got on the team, and from the start, it's been like, go, 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 go. I mean, I've been doing showings to open houses, to cold calling, to prospecting, to anything you can think of. And really, if you're not licensed right now, and you're in this program, you're missing a lot of what you could be taking advantage of. And it's crazy how much I've learned within the past, not even month yet. And I've learned so much. So if you're not licensed, definitely get licensed first off. Try to speed up that process. But if you are, I think joining a team is super beneficial. Exactly what Zora said. I mean, there's people on my team that are experts and veterans, and there's people that haven't been on the team that much, but you have to lean on each other, and they teach you what they know and their knowledge. And also too, if that team you end up liking, once this internship's over, you continue to work for that team and you continue to learn. And I'm super blessed and with the opportunity, because after this internship, I'm going to continue to work with the team. And I definitely think the team is the way to go. Obviously, there are commission splits that you do have to take, but although you are losing commission, you're getting so much experience, and I don't think you're able to get that experience on your own. And with the mentor, like Francie said, he's running into issues where he's not having that access to that he wants to that person, because someone might be busy, you might be on the back burner. So definitely, I think the team is the way to go, and I know Zor, like he said, he definitely benefited from as well. So if y'all have any questions on joining a team, if you thought about it but you don't know how to contact them, you can contact me. You can go in the Slack, DM me, whatever it may be. I know you can DM Zor, and if you're having issues running into contacting that team owner, promise you, like, just keep contacting them, because like I said, me and Zor had a kind of brainstorm, and I blew up the team owner's phone a lot, and so but it worked out. So like I said, if you have any questions,
Yeah, he sent a bomb video.
I did. I sent a bomb. For people that don't know what a bomb is, it's basically a video. It's kind of like a cool way to send a video. It looks very professional. But basically what I did, and with our internship, we're not allowed to make commission. And so, like, how can I explain this through a text? I wanted to go to the office. But the person I was calling was the office coordinator, and he's like, yeah, he's out of town. And he was like, just put in your resume. And I was like, I don't want to just put in my resume. And I was gonna go to the office, but he's out of town. And so that's when we had the idea to send that bomb. And I mean, it blew the team owner away to where he's like, hey, I want you to go to interview next week. And so, yeah, just be relentless. I mean, you're gonna learn, and I've learned quickly, just from being on this team in a short amount of time. People are gonna hang up on you. People are gonna push you off. People are going to tell you something like, oh, I'll meet you here. And then, and then they don't show up, or they push stuff off from you. And just, I promise you, just be relentless. If you do find that team you want to work with, and you might think you're being annoying, but I promise you, you're not. I promise you that person you're trying to contact, they're going to see it as a good thing, because that's the type of people that they want to work with. So like I said, if y'all have any questions, y'all can message me on Slack, or if I can put in my calendar, I can even do a Zoom call with you. So yeah, it's a great experience so far. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Justin.
I had a question. So when it comes to like team commission splits, what is like the average? That way, like you're not getting really taken advantage of, but it's still like a fair split.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to vary based upon teams, like what team you're joining and what that looks like. So typical split, what you're going to see within a team is if they're providing you the leads, usually it's 50-50. However, that's going to look different, like I said, depending on what kind of leads they're giving you, what their team structure looks like. Ours is, we keep a little bit more of our commission because we're providing pre-approved, ready to go leads. So ours looks a little bit different than other teams. It's 25% to our agents. And we keep the rest because we are, we're providing the systems, the tools, we're paying for things that they don't have to. And so we are providing, people who are ready to go. They don't have to spend 1 to 3 hours a day prospecting and trying to find leads. We are providing leads to them. And so, if you talk to, 10 other team leaders, they're probably going to tell you what, all different things with what their splits are and what their bonus structures are. So basically how we're set up is, and of course this only works for people joining our team. So you can get a bonus based upon a certain level of production on our team. So we made it so that way, we are paying less on the split side. However, it is 75% to the agent if they bring the lead. So if they are procuring the lead and bringing the lead to us, we're the ones who keep only 25% and they get to keep 75%. So we definitely kind of balance it out there. And then we balance it out with our bonus structures as well. So they can receive, I don't even remember what it was. David probably knows.
It's $4,000 for every 10-9 to replace the
Yeah.
EXP Icon program. And it's 20% for junior buyers agents, not 25, 35% for senior buyers agents.
So if you're joining an EXP team, we have a minimum that we are allowed to take is 25%. Of course, you can take more than that. You can do a 50-50 split. I would say definitely like interview different teams, figure out what you feel like is fair. And then kind of like what Justin said about, what they're providing to you is also something to look at. So if they're taking a high split and they're not providing those sort of things to you like we are, and tools and systems and those sort of things and pre-approved buyers, but you're having to convert all the leads and they don't really provide any tools, then maybe that doesn't work for you if they're taking 75% of the commission and you're only keeping 25. So, but for teams like ours, we're obviously providing a lot more tools and systems and leads than maybe some other teams do. And some people do take 50-50. So really it's just coming up what ends up looking fair for you in the end. But just make sure that you're asking those sort of questions when you are interviewing a team, because you're interviewing them as much as they're interviewing you, because the last thing you want to do is join a team and you're like, oh shoot, this doesn't work. I don't like their values. I don't like their culture. Like, find out, like, how many times do you need to go into the office each week? Is that required? Are there desk fees? What does that look like? How many times do they have their, how many times do they have team meetings? How much they're selling. You need to know that too. Like, what is their volume? You don't want to join a team that's basically failing and you're the one that has to bring them up. So, finding out what that lead distribution looks like. Are you joining as a buyer's agent, where you're working mainly with buyers? Are you joining as a listing agent? Because sometimes it's not always one and the same. Sometimes you're joining as exclusively a buyer's agent and you are not allowed to take on any listings. All listings go to the team leads. And then, you have different team structures with that as well. So just knowing like what kind of leads you're getting, and how that lead distribution will look. So are you mainly getting cold leads? Are you getting pre-approved leads? Like, where are they coming from? Are they providing Zillow leads? Like, what kind of leads are they providing you?
Yeah, I got kind of lucky because my wife and I were both active duty, and we're in Skillbridge together right now, but she's actually working with a mortgage company here. So she gets to meet quite a few people, and I actually talked to someone today, a team lead, and I guess I wasn't quite prepared to like a big commission split with the team lead as well, because the individual I spoke to, it was kind of like they said maybe a few leads a month, whether it be cold leads or they don't really know, they're just going to pass them down, and then they don't really put any expenses. And the split that they were doing was 70-30, and I was just, I don't think I was ready for another split on top of the split with the brokerage. So I guess I was caught a little off guard. So I'm glad this is what y'all are covering today.
Yeah,
was like the average. I didn't want to be like, I'm sure there are people out there that do try and take advantage of new agents.
Yeah.
So I just didn't want to be that guy that was going to them and then talking about how successful they are, and then like, oh yeah, we want this split, and I didn't know what was fair.
Yeah, I mean, and David and I are happy, and Zoe too, I'm sure. We're happy to kind of sit down with you and discuss what that would look like. Because we don't want you to go out there and be taken advantage of because they're like, oh, this person doesn't know anything. So I'm just going to take advantage of them because they don't know that. So yeah, your EXP split is always going to come after whatever your team split is. So, you're always going to have a team split, and then you're also going to have the EXP split. And then also knowing if you have a chance to progress as well. So for us, we start everybody out as a showing agent, and then they progress up to a junior buyer's agent, and then they can progress from there up to a senior buyer's agent. So we have advancement roles within our team structure.
Okay, so the team split happens before the brokerage split.
It always does, because basically the brokerage split is dependent upon whether or not you're capped, right?
Oh.
Caps at different amounts in different times of the year. So the brokerage split and fees always come last. Yeah.
Okay.
And like Tasha was saying, when you're on like ours is a half cap team, which means your capped EXP, like if you were on our team, technically is only 8,000 instead of the 16,000. But that does come with the requirement that the team lead takes a minimum of 25%. Teams within EXP that don't do a half cap, that's just a non-formal team, I think is what they call it, or basically they can charge whatever they want, right? They can charge 5%, 10%, 0%. I mean, whatever they want to do, because you're not getting a benefit of a half cap with EXP. And then as the teams build even bigger, you'll find what's called a mega icon team, which is the highest team structure that EXP has. Those are still 25% to the team lead. It is a quarter cap, so it's $4,000 cap to EXP for the year. But basically the team leader has to have 10 capping agents on their team that hit that quarter cap every year, plus them capping at 16 grand. And at the beginning of each year, they're writing a guarantee to EXP that if their agents don't produce at that level, that they'll pay EXP the difference between the cap that was paid in and 56 grand. So they're taking on liability, at the beginning of the year to be able to do that quarter cap for their team.
Okay, I did have one more question. So let's say you join someone's team. Can you still form your own LLC to kind of help with like tax write-offs and liabilities?
Yeah, LLC.
Yeah, so
is
first
just
of all, we're
tax
not a
entity.
CPA. We have to
Right.
kind of disclose that. We're not a CPA, so we can't advise you on how to,
On how to do it.
How to do it.
But LLC
But
is
we
just
do
a
have-
tax entity. So yes, you can be on a team and still create an LLC where you get paid out to that.
Yeah, we
if
have
your
an
state
S
law is
corp.
allowed, right? So we get paid out to an S corporation in California. And yes, we have our own team, but even if we were a team member of a team, we would still be able to get paid to the S corp. So,
Okay.
yeah. And what I'll put out to the group and offer, right, is for folks that, and this is for once you get licensed. So once you get licensed, you're ready to partner with us at EXP. We go through the partnership process. If you want to be a part of a team and you don't know like what
who,
teams are in your area or who a good team is or whatever, we've done this for several of our partner agents through the internship already. Reach out to us. We can A, help you identify a good team, and B, several times already, we've reached out directly to the team leader, put in our recommendation for those interns, with the relationship that we have with those team leaders, and they've gotten hired onto those teams. So we're always willing to help with that as well.
So yeah, I just wanted to reiterate, you can join any EXP team while you're in our program, as long as you're naming us as your sponsor. So I just wanted to reiterate that and make that clear. It's kind of what I put on the slide is joining, doing an internship at Lockheed Martin. And then I'm not necessarily talking to you, Toby. And then start working for Northrop at the same time. So it's kind of like that, we're here, we're providing you value. We want you to succeed. But we also, have certain rules that we need everybody to abide by. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And then if you do join a team, your team lead is your mentor, usually, depending on how they have that structured. So within EXP, to be a certified mentor, you have to make a certain amount of production. So you have to do at least 8 deals per year to be a certified mentor within EXP. So don't get fooled by people who are saying that they will mentor you and they've done 3 deals in the last year. Because they're not going to be able to advise you, and they're not going to be able to help you like you need and get to where you need to be, because they're not getting to where they need to be. And it's most likely they're a part-time agent. And so they're not taking it seriously and they're only doing this on the side. So that's part of the vetting that EXP does, is that you have to at least have 8 deals in a year in order to be a mentor. So if you are looking to join a team, I would just, but yeah, your team lead is your mentor at that point. And the team lead is usually the one with the most amount of production, usually. Sometimes it's not the case because the team lead steps out of production. And then culture, do they fit with what you want? How does it feel when you go into their office if they have one? If they don't have one, maybe kind of talk to them about what their, what's the word that I'm looking for? I always forget something. Their core values, what their core values are. Do they value honesty, integrity? I mean, everybody would like to say that they do, but do they, what does it look like to them? So really looking at what their culture is. Do they have team outings? Do they have team meetings? What does that look like? Does it fit with what you want and what you see for your real estate business? Any other questions on what joining a team might look like, or any questions of anybody that's thinking about it? I think that it's a good way to transition from military life to real estate life, just because you are used to being a part of some sort of team. You may not call it that in the military, but you're used to being some sort of team as a military member. So a team may end up working out for you. just because there is a little bit more structure there, and you do have a little bit more accountability when you do join a team.
Tasha, can I add something to the team
Sure.
aspect? Yeah, so I know you mentioned earlier, I'm not sure who was asking, I think it was Toby that was asking the questions, if I'm correct, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think two things I wanted to kind of point out was when you are, let's say you pick a team and you are interviewing them, it's almost like you're obviously, if you do, most of y'all are going to be with EXP anyways. But when you are doing the interview, remember that you are interviewing them. So kind of what Tasha was saying, make sure the culture and all that. But also too, another reason I would say to join a team is because when this internship's over, you got to think, unless you're going into terminal, you only have a certain amount of dates left to pay. And after terminal's over, after your data separation, I mean, you're done, unless obviously you have your VA benefits and all that. But let's say you don't have any of that, I mean, you're not getting paid anymore. Versus a team, you know, if you do join a team during the internship, you're getting that hands-on experience. And so whenever it is over, the internship's over, you already know what you have coming in through. You already know that you already have the knowledge, you already have the experience. And I think don't focus so much on the commission splits, like, oh, they're taking away, you know, 70% of commission on top of what EXP is taking me. I think for right now, I think it's good to focus on, hey, let me get that training, let me get that experience, that knowledge, because although money is important, and I know that we all want to make as much as we can, think about the experience you're actually going to be taking from that team rather than just the commission. So I just kind of wanted to touch on that, and especially because I am in a team, and like I said earlier, the knowledge and the training I've gotten has been amazing. But it also came down to making sure I selected a team that, you know, fit my values, fit my culture, and it all had to do with that interview process of what I was just talking about. So, yeah. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Justin. All right, does anybody have any questions for either me or Justin or Zohar? If not, I'll go right into our housekeeping items.
I'm sorry, just one question. This is Robert. So when you join the team, you mentioned like a desk fee. Is that on top of the split? Like that's an additional cost, or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, desk fee. Sometimes you'll have a desk fee if the team has an office, and they'll charge you that desk fee. At EXP, there's no desk fees because it's a cloud-based brokerage, but if you do join a team, they might have their own desk fees if you want a desk at the office.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Sometimes they do have like a little conference space that if nobody else is using it, you can use that. So sometimes they'll have those, just in case you don't want to pay that desk fee. So. But yeah, that's a good question to also ask a team when you're joining them or before you join them is, you know, do they require you to have a desk, and do they require you to come into the office a certain amount of time? Alrighty, so everybody should be in Gwilt Group University now. I know there were a few people that reached out to me about they couldn't see all of their training. So what I did is, instead of having in sequential order, it's now in any order. So you should be able to see all of the training now. I just changed that like a day or two ago. So you should be able to now see all of the training available to you. And then I also, we also have the quick access links available now. So if you really quickly need to find a Zoom link or a service request or your graduation call, anything like that, that's where you'll find what you'll find in the quick access. So you have that there for you now, instead of like trying to figure out where it is. Also, if you go to the general channel in Slack and there's a little arrow for pinned post, if you go to that, that's where all of the important links and info is going to be. And so if you forget where to find Gwilt Group University. If you need that link, like especially if you're new, you can find that there. You can find the Zoom link there. You can find a lot of info right within the pin post. So please be sure to check that out. We have if you're new or even if you're not new, you can join us every Monday at 9 a.m. PST in the SkillBridge private suite. So it's like EXP World, except for it's just for anybody who is in SkillBridge. So you can join us there if you have any, it's basically for technical questions, but people have shown up and we've talked about things beyond that. So you can also show up to that every Monday if you have any further questions. And then if you do have questions on your Slack channel, sometimes it is best to message just through your Slack channel instead of messaging me directly. Sometimes I won't be able to get back to it. So instead of just messaging me, you can do a direct message to all of us. And by all of us, I'm going to go to the next slide because that's on there. We have a whole team here to help you guys. So it's not only David and I, it's Zohar and Samantha, that's his wife. I also have my sister Amanda. She's also an assistant. She's helping us with a lot of stuff within SkillBridge, doing all of the approvals. So you can thank Amanda because she is the one who did all of your approvals to get into SkillBridge. And she also answers your questions on there too. And then DM, he's our virtual assistant, which I'm going to rephrase and call him part of our international team. So he's also there helping you guys with like EXP pass requests and other items. So you'll have him to thank as well for that. So as you guys can see, you have a ton of people here to help support you, along with past interns, current interns that are all helping within Slack too. So definitely appreciate everybody that is helping us. So I've received nothing but great comments back from people on you. So I'm sure Samantha's in there as well. So definitely appreciate you guys. Next meeting is, I don't know why I've put 2/9. I should say 3/9. So that should be 3/9, not 2/9. That's already in the past. And then if you are graduating within the next 2 weeks, definitely schedule your graduation call with Zohar so we can help you with graduating. So I saw somebody had a question. I'm going to stop my share so that I can answer questions now. And then I can share these within these slides within the Slack channel as well, if you guys would like. So if you have a question, just go ahead and unmute yourself. It doesn't have to be for me, Justin and Zohar. I'm sure they're happy to answer questions. We only have about a minute, but I'm sure we can stay a few minutes later.
This is Trasanya here. I had a question earlier.
Sure.
I was just wondering if the monthly meetings are the only required meetings to attend.
The monthly meetings, if those were the only, if this one is the only, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, this is Stephanie. I had a question about the Gwilt Group University training. So I am unlicensed, so my sole focus up until now has been just studying for my exam. I haven't been doing any of the training at the university. Is that a requirement or is that just good extracurricular training for us?
I would say that I wouldn't even call it extracurricular. I would call it like that is definitely the training that you need to focus on.
Okay,
So
thank you.
I would focus on that along with your studies.
Do we need to complete all of that training before we end our internship?
So depends. How long do you have in the program?
I'm in the program until June 2nd.
Okay.
So a while.
Okay. So I would say that you have ample time. So I would probably try and complete all of that before you graduate. And the reason why I say that is that like Justin was hitting on earlier, you know, getting your real estate license in the program is highly recommended. And also, you know, it doesn't really prepare you. Like if you're just in the program and you do just your exam, it doesn't really prepare you for actual real estate life. The exam is great. It's going to teach you like the basics, but it's not going to teach you how to actually make a 6-figure income or be successful in real estate. It's just teaching you the basics and, you know, basically like a stay out of jail sort of thing. So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, my plan was to just get my license as soon as possible and then start doing the training once I was licensed, because I would still have time in the program. So as long as that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep. All righty, anybody else? Tristania, do you have another question?
Yes, I do. So I actually wanted to know, I watched quite a few videos, and I noticed that only some of them had the Marcus Complete button on it to give you your points. I was wondering if that was just me or is that how it is?
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question?
So for the videos, when I watch each video in the Gwilt University, the courses, only a few videos, well, actually only 2 so far. I'm on the disclosures right now, but the ones prior to, I only got 2 videos to where I could like earn points from it. I was wondering if like it's supposed to be like that, or I was supposed to be earning points from every video, and is it supposed to have a complete button at every video versus just the 2 that I've gotten it for?
I don't know that.
I don't know how they set it up, but you can ask Jeff to make sure.
Yeah, I
it's got a
can
complete
I
button.
have an answer. I actually have an answer for that. I know how.
Oh,
that
okay,
works.
go ahead.
Yeah, so I had the same problem at first. So it just depends on the type of course that you're doing. For example, like with the fast start training that you see on GGU, if you go through the models, you'll see that, yeah, you'll have an initial video that you watch, but you only get like 2 points for it. Whereas when you go to the 3-day seminars or whatever, once you make it through every section, you get like 14, 20 points for each one. So it really, first of all, it depends on the course. And second, it depends on the length of the course. So whoever built the website or whoever built the training actually assigns points for whatever you're doing. So it just might be that whichever one that you're taking just doesn't award as many points. So just keep plugging through it. And the more you do it, the more you'll see it. Because some of them you'll press continue after watching through one video, you get 2 points. Another one, you like click through a section, you get like 10. So just my recommendation is just to register for as many as you can. And then depending on like how quickly you can plug through them, then you'll kind of, with trial and error, you'll get to see which ones give points or not. Did I answer your question?
Yes, it did. Yeah, I was just wondering because I would like go through like different videos and then I didn't see the click the complete button, but then like I got the complete button for like 2 videos, which actually gave me points. So I was like confused. I didn't want it to like take away from the tracking or anything like that for the work that I have been putting in, or, you know, the videos I've watched, but thank you.
Just select the earlier link and you'll be good. So just go up farther up in this course schedule.
Just real quick, there's a couple of videos. I think I also know what you're talking about with that say submit answer. Do your videos say submit answer on them?
Yes, they do.
Did you click submit answer?
No, I didn't have a question.
Yeah, you have to click that. It works the same as the complete one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All righty. Thank you. That clears a lot of things up.
Awesome. Thank you guys for answering that for her. I had no idea. Because I'm not going through it, right? So I have no idea. And I'm not the one who sets it up, by the way. So we have somebody that sets up that whole, it's called an LMS. So we have somebody that's setting all of that up for you guys. They were also the ones that I contacted for help because everybody was reaching out to me like, I can't complete it without, I can't see what's in the program. And I was just like, hey guys, please help me because I don't know how to fix this. So they're the ones who helped me with figuring out how to put it in any order instead of having to make you go through and do it all one by one. But anyways, guys, I know we're 7 minutes over. So does anybody have like one final question? We can answer one final question and we'll let everybody else go.
Oh,
Or if
yeah, I
you
did.
can take off.
Oh.
Oh,
Hey, Tasha, David. I just had a question about the sponsoring process. I passed the state exam today, but I didn't get my license I didn't get my license activated, I guess. So from my understanding, I can get it either active or inactive. And to get it active, I had to provide them with a sponsoring brokerage form or broker form. And I have a copy of that. But from after speaking with the real estate commission, my understanding is I could get it issued as inactive, and then the brokerage that I am sponsored under can transfer the inactive status to an active status under their brokerage. I just want to get some clarification on that and see if.
Yeah, so you'll want to go inactive.
Okay.
How you'll submit it. And then while you're doing that process, reach out to Zor. He can set up the sponsor call with you.
Okay.
And walk you through the process, that we use for the team, right? And then what'll happen is you'll get through the application process with EXP. They'll approve you to come to EXP, and then you'll have to manually move your license to EXP through the electronic licensing system. It's
Okay.
how it's done, and then EXP will accept that license. So that piece is part of it, and then naming the sponsor, again, either myself, Tasha, or Zohar, based on the information that we give to him, will be part of the EXP application process itself. There will be one spot on the documents that you're going through signing with EXP where you formally nominate your sponsor.
Okay, wonderful. So the sponsoring broker form is kind of obsolete. I won't be using that. I can just, because I'm not going to be getting it initially issued as active. It's going to be the inactive.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just every brokerage is different, obviously, but that's how EXP goes through it, just because I think right now we're at a run rate of about 1,100 agents per week joining the company. So you can imagine that's a lot of paperwork for them to sign. And that's people that actually join, right? There's going to be some people that start the process, obviously, that don't finish it. So if you divide that by all 50 states and everything else, I mean, the brokers would be spending a lot of time, just signing documents for folks prior to joining. So they switched it up to be, they'll do that after the join process, which is why you start out as, non-working or non-broker affiliated, and then switch to EXP.
Okay, that's fair. So yeah, I was kind of hesitant. I was gonna get it issued as inactive, but my exam actually ended so late in the day that they said that I was past the window that I could get it issued today. So they just said to come back tomorrow, which makes sense anyway, because I still have to get paper signed and notarized before going. So I'm going to get that done first thing. And then you said I can just reach out to Zohar and schedule that sponsoring interview.
Correct. Yeah, he can send you a calendar link to set up that call with him.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Hey, you're welcome.
Okay, so my question is, I'm pretty much on a time crunch. I started in January and the program ends for me in April. So would the Gwilt University still be available for me to do all of those trainings as well? Because right now I'm solely focused on finishing my courses for ADHI.
Right. So if your plan is to continue on with us once you get your license and partner with us and grow your business with us at EXP, then yeah, you continue to keep access to all the training stuff that we put out there, right? That remains an asset of yours going forward as a partner agent, in addition to all the other things that Tasha mentioned once you get licensed. So, we understand everyone's under, different time constraints. We do have some interns that come in and they don't get approved by their units at the last minute and they're in for like 45 days, right? And that's really just enough time to get your feet wet, but not enough time to get your license or do a significant amount of the training. So that's why we've set it up the way that we have.
Okay.
And basically, we essentially chat about that at your offboarding call, right? So when it's time for you to graduate the internship, you'll graduate. And it's at that point that you make a decision if you want to continue on to partner with us. And if we do, we just leave your entire access open, right?
Yeah, thank you, because I wasn't able to get through most of the trainings on the Wilt University because like studying for the exam.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You will, depending upon your graduation date, you'll probably have some time once you actually finish all your cert requirements and while you're waiting for the test. It may be some good stuff for you to do to take your mind off just the exam stuff so that you don't get numbed out by that. Because the California processing time is typically anywhere from 1 to 2 months right now for them to get through your application and approve you can take the test.
Oh my.
Yeah, so it takes a while. You can go on the DRU website and they keep updating that. Hey, like this, if we receive the application on this date, that's the ones that we're getting through right now. And then once you get through that, then you have to schedule your test. And so testing sometimes can be several weeks out as well. There is some link to software that we had uploaded in the California channel before that identifies, for example, how to find last minute cancellations and stuff so that you're not the one having to jump on that website every day. It'll actually notify you. It costs $10 a month, but it's worth it for, those notifications. So you're not having to constantly go to the website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Alrighty, I think it's time to end this Zoom, but you guys know where to find us if you need some one-on-one support. And yeah.
Yep. Looking forward to the next call with everyone.
All right. Thank you guys.
All right. Have a
Thank
good
y'all.
day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Welcome.
You're welcome.
Girl.